Whenever you're ready.
Hi guys! So I've got another review for Teen Tuesday, and this one is called The Comeback Season by Jennifer E. Smith, who is actually one of my favourite authors. I don't read like everything she writes, but I've read most of them, and they've always got they're really sweet love stories, and I don't know, I find them really cute and adorable, so this is what this is also. But this follows a girl called Ryan, and it's about her dealing with her father's death from 5 years ago, and it's her comeback essentially. It's her journey from being like going from all that grief and so that she still feels for her dad, even though it's been 5 years. And then coming back from it, so actually learning to be happy again after that's happened to her. And I mean, it is really hard, especially because she was really close with her dad, and this book actually uses baseball to like help explain that. Baseball was her connection to her dad, and you know, baseball is how she comes back as well. It's how she recovers from all that grief and learns to be happy with herself and her life, and you know, starts to get her life back on track, so her grades and things like that. Because Ryan is actually quite young. She's in her first year of high school, so still fairly young. You know, got lots. You know, her family grades aren't that big of a deal yet, but you're definitely glad that she sorts that out later, especially like college-wise. And of course, it's a bit of a love story. So she meets a boy, and I mean he helps her see things in a different way that she was seeing them in before. And you know, they use the Cubs as like a betting thing. So it's kind of like, oh, the Cubs win this year. You know, I won't be so sad. No, that doesn't make sense. If the Cubs win this year, like I will go to the water park type thing. Like, they just have really silly bets on whether the Cubs win or not. And you know, the big Cubs fan, that is their team. And it's just really interesting to see how baseball and the Cubs kind of just intertwines with their relationship or their friendship, and just both of their lives. It's such a big and important thing for both of them, which is really interesting for me to read, because I'm not a massive sports fan. I'm not American, I have no idea what baseball is, I have no idea at all. But, so for me it's really interesting to read about how passionate they are about the sport and about this one particular team, because I'm just not that sporty. I mean, I play the sport, but not that into watching it. Unless it's Rugby World Cup, because then everybody watches it, and it's just a thing you do. You learn how to play the game for those like 5 weeks, and then you forget how to play the game again. But yeah, so this is a really good book, and actually I cried so much in this book. Oh my god, I cried so much. You really fall in love with these characters, and I just cried so much. Because obviously, it's like slight spoiler, like something sad happens. That's why I was crying. But it's just so heartwarming at the same time. It's bittersweet. Is the word for it. It made me cry, and that's how I know it's good, because it was so good that it like really pulled my heartstrings and it made me cry. So that's how I know it's a good book, which is why this is going in my amazing pile. And this is a book I can tell I will be reading again at some point. But it's one of the books I know I can definitely reread, and even though I know what happens, I can still reread it, and it's just like it's almost like reading it for the first time again, because I get to like see and read and notice more details than I did the first time round. Because the first time round you kind of just get like general everything, general plot and relationships and that thing, all that kind of thing. But when you read it again and again, you just notice a lot more detail and like foreshadowing, all that sort of thing, and that's really fun to read as well. So this definitely goes to my amazing pile, and I highly recommend this book because it's so good. You're gonna love the characters. It's really good, and it's a short read as well. It's not that long, so you know, give it a shot because I think it's worth it. Even if you just read the first chapter and say it's not for you, I just think that it's definitely worth giving it a shot. Cool, and that was it, and I will see you guys next time.